Hi everybody, so today we're going to talk to Vanessa from Rapid Care. Rapid Care are a home delivery service and have supported our charity over the past for a few years now. So I've got some questions for you, Vanessa, today. Why do you think patient choice is important when it comes to prescriptions?
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely critical for patients to have that choice because if we look at the appliances that are used, there are so many different kinds of appliances out there, and there's so many individual clinical needs for patients. So what suits one patient might not necessarily suit another. So they need to be able to have access to that whole portfolio of products that are available to them.
Yeah, I suppose for core requirement patients, we'll be talking about continence pads,
catheters, irrigation systems, stoma equipment. Yeah, and I mean for stoma equipment, there's so many products out there, and so many different clinical needs for stoma patients, for catheter patients as well. They all need to be evaluated and assessed for their individual clinical needs and take a product that's suitable for what they require.
And I think when we speak to nurses who help patients, or we speak to patients who've been in front of bladder and bowel nurses, sometimes they might only be offered one product, but yet we speak to another patient in another area that gets offered perhaps half a dozen products, and then they can really find out what suits them better. So what are people's legal rights when it comes to prescriptions?
Well, quite simply, your prescription is your choice. It's your property. You own that prescription. So you can change where you have your prescription dispensed from at any time. So you can take, it's like, for example, for yourself, if you wanted to take your prescription to Sainsbury's one month, and then you wanted to go to Lloyd's Pharmacy 1 month to have your supplies dispensed, that's entirely up to you. It's your property. You have that autonomy over where you want that dispensing.
I don't think everybody knows that.
No.
So if somebody's having the prescription delivered to the house for catheters and transdermal irrigation, supplies might be embarrassing to collect from your pharmacy on the high street kind of thing.
Yeah.
What should they expect from the delivery service that brings those products to the house?
All those things that you've just said is discretion is absolutely key. First and foremost, these are essential medical devices that patients require, so they need to have them delivered in a timely manner. So they need to have those delivered usually within 24 to 48 hours. It's delivered discreetly to them, direct to the door. So it just makes that whole sort of delivery process really easy for them as well. They can expect to just have a whole seamless process when having the supplies delivered. And it kind of, for patients as well, a lot of them are working, they're young people, they want to be able to have a service that they can rely on for having those essential medical devices delivered. So we kind of try, as a delivery service, try and take that sort of added stress out of the whole sort of ordering process.
Yeah, that can be worrying from a personal point of view when you're running out of catheters. You're thinking,
critical.
My God, I've only got 2 days worth, and I've forgotten to order earlier, and all that kind of thing.
And if they know they've got a delivery service that can really support them, it's a huge thing for them. It really is.
Absolutely, yeah. So I speak to people on the phone who have problems with delivery services. If somebody's not happy with the delivery service, what can they do about it?
They can absolutely change delivery services or change the whole method in how they want to have their products delivered. So they can look at another delivery service as an option, or they can use a pharmacy, whatever is their kind of preferred route, really. So the prescription, going back to what you said before, the prescription is their property. So say, for example, they looked at another delivery service, they can contact that other delivery service, let them know that they're going to change, and then they can have their products dispensed by them.
And I suppose this is a bit of a political question, and at the end, well, we'll sort of bring it to a close, but what changes have you seen within the NHS, really, regarding patient choice?
Oh, wow. That is a bit of a hot potato at the moment.
Resources and all sorts of stuff.
There's a lot going on at the moment within the industry, and one of the biggest things is a shift in how budgets are managed. So a lot of GPs now are not controlling the budgets for like stoma, urology, continence products. They're being moved to like prescribing services, but a lot of momentum is now being built up with manufacturers and home delivery services actually offering appliance prescription management services. And sometimes that choice is taken away from patients and they don't even realise that that's happening.
So, sorry to interrupt. So,
Yeah.
could somebody perhaps have a catheter they're using that they really like, and then they might find somewhere they get a different product?
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
a delivery.
Yeah.
That they didn't know about, perhaps even.
Yeah, sometimes that can happen. Yeah, definitely.
What can you do about that if you didn't make that choice? Can you go back to them and say, look, I want to stay with my original catheter? Or...
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the critical thing to do there, and especially with catheters, is always speak to your healthcare professional. So if you get a different catheter at all sent to you from what your healthcare professional has selected for you, always go back to them and let them know as well, because they will always intervene as well.
I have heard of stories around this kind of issue with bowel irrigation as well. And
yes,
sort of
of course.
Everybody gets used to their own system. And
of course they do, and bowel irrigation is a crucial thing. You know, the healthcare professional will put that patient on that specific system for a reason, to accommodate their clinical needs as well. So they have to, you know, they have to be on that product for a reason. So always go back to the healthcare professional, always talk to them and say, I've had the wrong equipment sent out, and they will intervene and get that sorted with whoever's supplying those products.
So thank you very much.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
That's all the questions answered.
Yes, yeah.
I'll speak to you soon.
I'll speak to you soon. Yeah,
See you
thank you,
later.
Claire. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.